Holy words, long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart, words of life, words of hope, give us strength, help us cope in this world where'er we roam. Ancient words will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart, holy words of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ, holy words, long preserved for our walk in this world. They resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart, ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart, ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart.
Hello everyone, this is the Sunderland family. We hope this video finds you guys doing well and staying very healthy. My Bible verse for this week that I've been trying to focus on is John 14:27. It's peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let it be your heart troubled. Let not be your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. I think during this time with the coronavirus and all that, all of our spirits kind of low and everything, so this has been my go-to to say that everything, God has us and everything will be all right.
First, my verse is 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whatever you eat or drink, or whatever you do it all for the glory of God.
For my verse, I did Isaiah 41:10, and it says, So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
I'm Paul, and mine is Psalms 144, verse 1. Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle.
Thank you guys. Hope to see you guys very soon.
Hi everybody, I miss you.
We all do. We wish we could see each other, but we're enjoying these videos. Love y'all.
Miss y'all.
Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
All right.
Awesome. My verse is Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God.
Mine is James 4, verse 8a. Come near to God, and he will come near to you. Wash your hands, you sinners.
Brooke.
Mine is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
How you doing this evening? I just thought, based on a request from Dan, I thought I'd share with you verse and just about a chapter in the Bible that I always thought was real good, that I can't understand why some people don't read it and understand the need for baptism or the reason we baptize with water. But I'm going to read this, and everybody's going to be familiar with it, but it's one of my favorites. If you wanted to look, it's in Acts chapter 8, and it's verse 27. It's when Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch came together. So he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians, who had charge of all her treasury, and had come to Jerusalem to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot. He was reading Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said to Philip, "Go near and overtake this chariot." So Philip ran to him and heard him reading the prophet Isaiah, and said, "Do you understand what you are reading?" And he said, "How can I, unless someone guides me?" And he asked Philip to come up and sit with him. The place is in the scripture which he read was this: "He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and as a lamb before its shearer is silent. So he opened not his mouth. In his humiliation, his justice was taken away. And who will declare his generation? For his life is taken from the earth." So the eunuch answered Philip and said, "I ask you, of whom does the prophet say this, of himself or some other man?" Then Philip opened his mouth and beginning at the scripture, preached Jesus to him. Now as they went down the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, "Look, I've heard about Jesus. Now I'll look up to the heavens, and we'll ask for him to come over us, and we'll be saved." No, that ain't what he says. He says, "Then Philip opened his mouth, and beginning in this scripture, preached Jesus to him. Now as they went down the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, 'See, here is water. What hinders me from being baptized?' Then Philip said, 'If you believe with all your heart, you may.' And he answered and said, 'I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God.' So he commanded the chariot to stand still, and both Philip and the eunuch went down into the water, and he baptized him. Now when they came up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught Philip away. So the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing." The reason why I said the part I said was that how could you, based on reading that and apostle's description, basically on the first thing he asked was what I do to, and he said, here's water. So obviously Philip said, you need to be baptized in water. So first time he saw water, he was ready to be baptized and saw the need for it. So to me, that was one of the things back when I was younger, one of my favorite scriptures that made me question, why not go ahead now? I mean, this man was riding on a chariot. He didn't know no more than anybody, and I'd been in church all my life and hadn't done it yet. He jumps off the chariot ready to be baptized. So to me, that's what made me really decide that I need to go ahead and be baptized. But it also is a lesson if you're talking with anybody about being baptized, and they say, well, all you got to do is call on the name of the Lord and be saved. It's a good thing that they think about that, but they got to follow through, go through all the instructions we're given. But you can look at this verse and read it to them if they're not familiar with it, and see that water was required, and that was the first thing he asked for. He looked to. It's almost like he interrupted Philip to say, look, here's water. Let's go be baptized. That's what I wanted to share with you, and I appreciate the opportunity to do it. But we'll see y'all sometime when all this stuff is over with, and y'all have a good night.
Hi from the Hartsfields. Wish we could be together, but I guess this is going to have to do for now.
I want to start off by sharing just one of my favorite characters from the Bible. It's Esther. And the reason she's one of my favorite characters is it doesn't matter what I'm going through in my life. I can read her story and find something that applies to me today. And so, of course, the last few weeks I've been thinking about her and how she had to deal with a situation she did not want to be in. She didn't understand it, And yet through the whole situation, she knew that God was in charge and in control of everything that was happening. Of course, we can all apply that to what we're going through today. He's in control. He's in charge. We really don't have to worry. We need to be safe, but we don't have to worry about what's going to happen.
And I'd like to share one of my favorite stories in the Bible. Several Sundays ago, we shared songs that really spoke to us, that really had a special meaning for us. This one has special meaning for me. The hairs on my arm sometimes stand up when I read this story. As evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind, although other boats followed. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head in a cushion. The disciples woke him up, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown?" When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Silence, be still." Suddenly, the wind stopped and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and the waves obey him." There's also a song that I believe was inspired by this story, "Master, the tempest is raging." I'd like to read the chorus. It says, "The winds and the waves shall obey thy voice, or obey thy will. Peace be still, peace be still. Whether the wrath of the storm-tossed sea, or demons, or men, or whatever it be, no waters can swallow the ship where lies the master of ocean and earth and skies. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace be still, peace be still." And the message that I want to leave with you tonight is, we are in the midst of a storm, but Jesus is in our boat. We're going to be all right. Keep the faith, pray for each other, and we're going to get through this.
Bye, everybody.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Master, the tempest is raging, the billows are tossing high. The sky is overshadowed with blackness, no shelter or help is nigh. Carest thou not that we perish? How canst thou lie asleep, when each moment so madly is threatening the grave and the angry deep? The winds and the waves shall obey thy will. Peace, be still, be still, be still. Whether the wrath of the storm-tossed sea, or demons or men, or whatever it be, no waters can swallow the ship where lies the master of ocean and earth and skies. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, be still, peace, be still. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, peace, be still. Master, with anguish of spirit, I bow in my grief today. The depths of my sad heart are troubled. Awaken and save, I pray. Torrents of sin and of anguish sweep o'er my sinking soul. And I perish, dear Master. Oh, hasten and take control. The winds and the waves shall obey thy will. Peace, be still, be still, be still. Whether the wrath of the storm-tossed sea, or demons or men, or whatever it be, no waters can swallow the ship where lies the master of ocean and earth and skies. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, be still, peace, be still. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, peace, be still. Master, the terror is over, the elements sweetly rest. The sun in the calm lake is mirrored, in heavens within my breast. Linger, O blessed Redeemer, leave me alone no more. And with joy I shall make the blessed harbor, and rest on the blissful shore. The winds and the waves shall obey thy will. Peace, be still, be still, be still. Whether the wrath of the storm-tossed sea, or demons or men, or whatever it be, no waters can swallow the ship where lies the master of ocean and earth and skies. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, be still, peace, be still. They all shall sweetly obey thy will. Peace, peace, be still.